Good morning, Nevada Virtual Academy. Mr. N, ready to solve with you two more problems, 17 and 18. We're still on the slope, okay? We're still on the positive slope, I hope. The top of the hill is your proficiency exam. We're going to master that. We will get over it, and we will be moving on to the next step, whatever that step is, right? Okay, for the proficiency exam, let's remember how to solve this type of problems. And if you read the problem, you're required to find what? To find R, okay? So the line that passes through each pair of points has the given slope. And for problem number 17, the slope has to be m equals 1/2, all right? So do you guys remember from the previous problems that we said that your slope is rise over run, or the change in y over the change in x, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, well, let's try to find the slope for the given problem number 17 by using the coordinates of the 2 points. So I have the point with the coordinate 6 and 3 and the point with the coordinate r and 2. What do we say? Well, these are your 2 points. To find the change in each one of your variables, not variables, the coordinates, right? I will start with x and y. So find the change in x. You find that by subtracting the bottom x from the top x. So that would be what? 6 minus r. Well, 6 minus r is going to be your run, the change in x, your run, okay? 6 minus r. I know, looks confusing, but that's what it is. 6 minus r. Subtract your y's. 3 minus 2 is going to be 1. And that's your change in y. Or if you want, your i's. Now, plug them in. I will take them and plug them into my formula here, right? So I have slope equals change in y. Change in y is what? 1 over change in x, which is what? 6 minus r. Well, this is what I've got by using the coordinates here, right? But the problem is telling you the slope is actually 1/2. So this 1 over 6 minus r is nothing else but 1/2. Okay? So this is your statement now. 1 over 6 minus r equals 1 over 2. And to find your r here, there are many ways. You can go with this expression as a proportion and do the cross products, right? 1 times 2 should be 6 minus r times 1. Or you may say, hey, 1 equals 1 on the top here. Well, I better have 6 minus r equals 2 also, right? So it's pretty much the same thing. To find r, you will take away 6 from both sides. That's one way. There's another way. You can move your r on the other side and move this 2 on this side by adding r and subtracting 2. Whichever way you want is fine. 6 minus 6 is 0. I have negative r. Make sure you're not losing the sign that's in front of your variable, okay? You always take your variable with the sign that's in front of it, because that's its sign, right? This is not just r, it's a negative r. So make sure you follow that. Bring down your equal sign. Equals 2 minus 6 is actually negative 4, okay? Now, if my negative r equals negative 4, r will be 1. Well, r will be the opposite of that, which is 4. Or you may say, hey, multiply the whole thing by negative 1. That will change the signs and nothing else. Are we done with 17? Well, I think so. If you want, you can check. All right? If you plug your r into your expression here, is that 1 over 6 minus r, which r is 4, going to be 1/2? Well, I think so. And you are done. That's how you solve problem number 17. Problem 18, same story. Take your coordinates, r and 3, the other coordinate, the other pair of coordinates, right? -4 and 5. Subtract bottom from the top, and be careful that some -4 was already there, so you have minus everything here from the top, right? So I have r minus -4, that's going to be r plus 4. And if you want, you can, divide these two columns to make sure that you understand this one is about the change in x, right? Because this is the x column, that's the y column. And then for the y's, first y minus the second y, or second y minus first y, whichever you want to name second or first, it really doesn't matter. You're still going to get the same slope. You're talking about the same line, the same 2 points. No matter which one you start, you will be fine. 3 minus 5 is going to be -2. Once again, careful with subtracting and adding integers. You guys have to remember the rules to get them right. That's your change in y, right? So this is your run, the change in x, and that's your rise, the change in your y, right? To find the slope, m, we said that's always rise over run, the change in y over the change in x, change in y. How much you're going up and down, or how high you want, or how low. And the change in x, going left and right. What is the change in that direction? And this is equal to what? Change in y, -2, over change in x, which is r plus 4. But this should equal what? Well, that's right there. -2 over 5. So what is your equation? To find r, you have to use this equation. -2 over r plus 4 equals -2 over 5. Well, cross products, or just comparing your numerators and your denominators, and because I have the same numerator here, right, -2, -2, better have the same denominator. So out of this, I can state that r plus 4 has to be equal to 5. And in that case, you guys know that to take away 4 from both sides will be the way to solve it. And you find that your r is actually 1. And you are done. You have another problem that is solved. For this value, r equals 1, those 2 points, the line that passes through those 2 points will have a slope of -2 over 5. And you guys should know and should remember from geometry that through 2 given points, there is a unique line. There is no other line, just one possible line that will pass through these 2 points. And this is how you solve similar problems on the algebra, proficiency exam, slope related topic, right? We'll do more. Please, like I have said it previously, start the video, pause it, see if you know how to do it, play it again if you don't, pause it again, write it down, write it on your paper, on your tablet, on your iPad. You have to write, because that's the way we learn math. Okay? Now, keep up playing the sport and you're gonna get better at it. It's like any other sport. Practice, practice, and you will be fine. Thank you guys. I will see you on the next one. Be good. Bye now.